Aquarius, hello there, my beautiful friends. We're going to do your general tarot reading for mid-October 2024. Thank you so much for joining me today. You know, I appreciate each and every single one of you. So let's get right down to business as always and start you off with an oracle card here, just so we could dip our toes in the energy and see what's happening for the lovely Aquarians out there. Hope you're all doing fantastic, my friends. Let's get it going, my guides. Talk to me. What do we got here? For the water bearers, what energies, messages, insights can we take a little peek at? And yeah, we're just going to take a real quick look at this first card. Then we'll get into the full reading itself. At the very end, I'll pull you a bonus card from the Shadowland Tarot, just to see what might be in the shadows or what shadow work you can lean into, which is always interesting. But let's get it going here. Let's rock and see what we got for Aquarius in mid-October. What's happening? The year keeps moving along. What's the vibe? What's the energy we're taking a look at? Thank you. Okay. Hey, we got our good friend here, Mr. Bookhead. I like this. This is always a nice energy to lead off with. And I always say I should wear a Halloween costume of this guy. He's been showing up for years, but yeah, not often, actually. I haven't seen him in quite a while, so I'm happy that it showed up within your reading. Very much page-like type of energy here. Now, before we fully dive into that, if you're new here, I'll be speaking about the October subscriber surprise towards the end, so you might want to check that out. And also, if you could kindly illuminate that like button by tapping it right on its third eye, you know, I'd greatly appreciate it. But enough of the promo, into the reading. Let's talk about our good pal here, Mr. Bookhead. So we see this young individual with a book for a hat, of course, books for a damn necklace, books in his arms, books everywhere. So this always reminds me of the Page of Pentacles, that earthy type of energy. For the Aquarius Collective, now is a great time to take in information, learn new things. To me, it feels like an information vacuum of some sort. So for a lot of you, you might be diving down rabbit holes, you might be learning about new things, you name it. This is good for knowledge acquisition. So another portion of you, there might be something you're trying to really figure out. Like, why'd this happen? What led to this? There's a lot of analysis going on when this card is in the mix, and it's really good. Now, also, since he is connected to the Page of Pentacles, in my mind, when I see Bookhead, it's not just learning. It's not just an energy of being a student. Pages are big messengers. They're communicators. They're talkers. So when he shows up in the front end of the reading, there could be a strong highlight around communication, whether it's one that's coming in or one that's going to show up within the week. So we're just going to leave him right there for now. He could keep chilling with his books. He's got plenty to manage. Let's get into tarot. And yeah, I always say that first card, it doesn't make or break the reading. It's just a little footnote. So let's get you 3 tarot cards in the upright. Then we'll get into that intuitive juiciness and shuffle it up one time here for the Aquarians. What's happening in mid-October? And while we get this deck shuffled up and ready to go, let's talk about last week's reading. It was titled Beware of This Situation. Now, what was showing up within the reading itself, it felt to me like for a lot of Aquarians out there, there could be a situation where even a couple that you need to tread lightly or just keep your eyes open for, because it's something I could have taken a left real quick. That's kind of what was presenting itself to me. So just keep your eyes open, even moving forward, because sometimes energy could bleed over. But yeah, we're going to see what shows up this week. As you know, energy is very fluid, never set in stone. So only take this how it hits for you, because we could be seeing your vibe or someone that you're linked to. Let's get it going. 3 cards for my Aquarians to start. What's happening? Mid-October, what do we got for my good friends? Please, thank you. Hey, we got our good friend, the King of Cups, aka Kyle of Cups himself, without a beard, with a goblet, having a drink, having a damn good time here. And I always welcome this site too. So it's like we're getting a lot of nice visitors for your reading this week, Aquarius. We got Bookhead, now we got King of Cups, Kyle Cups. Let's see who else decides to show up. What do we have here? Thank you. 6 of Cups, that showed up in a Libra reading too, huh? What's this energy about? Reminiscing the past, memories. Okay. This very emotional, what I'm picking up here in the front end, which makes sense. I saw that for you a couple weeks ago, emotional warning, but this feels very intense, what I'm picking up. Let's get one more. Thank you. 2 cups. Okay. Yeah, this has me in my feelers a little bit, Aquarius, for one reason or another. And we're going to have to look at this deeper. But yeah, like with the 6 of Cups, now the 2 of Cups, these are both either individuals that you really value or connections. Like It feels very intense, what I'm picking up here in this reading, and it's all cups, as I'm sure you notice. But let's go through. I'll give you some of the classical meanings and archetypes, then we'll get into that juicy intuitive stuff. But at first glance, I know I was giving you some of the things I was feeling initially, but I always look at the elements first, because that's always a big clue about how this week might unravel. And we have the King of Cups, the Six of Cups, the Two of Cups, all water. Now, in tarot and divination, water itself is generally the realm of emotion. It's the realm of emotion, feeling, creativity. There's a certain intensity when there's all water, where it's like, yeah, you could float and you could go with the flow. It could be very calm and serene, but this can also be extremely intense and volatile. We'll just see how it all plays. Now, it does feel soft to the touch already, so I am getting like a little bit of an emotional sensitivity that I don't normally feel in Aquarius readings. But yeah, we could be dealing with love situations for some of you. It doesn't just have to be that. But let's go through piece by piece and really start to build this out, because I have a feeling there's going to be a lot of nuance here, especially with all the similarities. But position number one, hey, we got our good friend here, the King of Cups himself, chilling. Okay, he doesn't have a beard all tied off like me, but hey, it's good enough for me. And it could be a water sign you're connected to. Doesn't always have to be. It could be a Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio. If that's not the case, the King of Cups, as with all kings, is the controller of their suit. So when we're seeing all this water here and the King of Cups showing up as well, for some of you, you might be trying to keep your emotions in check. Okay, there might be something you're feeling very intensely and you're just trying to keep it in check, keep it in a box. Like, okay, I'm not going to let this overwhelm me. Like, this is what it is, because this is a big card of emotional control. But at the same time, the King of Cups can also represent the highest expression of the cup suit. So there is an intensity here as well. Okay, all the things I was saying about love and creativity, there's very strong energy of love all through here. And you don't even have to be going through romantic things. I just feel so much loving energy being poured out towards the Aquarius collective for one reason or another. So we'll talk about that. Now, I always say every card has positive and a challenge. When it comes to the King of Cups, the challenge could be emotions that can't be controlled. Things that you feel and you don't know why you feel them, and you can't stop yourself from feeling them. They're there and they're there for a reason. It can also represent that strong intensity. Okay, so everyone says normally in like pop astrology that Aquarians might come off cold to strangers on the outside. I know a lot of Aquarius people in my personal life, and although you may come off as a little cold on the outside, inside's a totally different story. So just know you're going to be feeling things deeper than you normally do here. Now, into the center, we have the Six of Cups. And as I already mentioned, it showed up in the Libra reading and showing up in yours. And you see these two people, they're sharing cups, just like these guys right over here. And to me, it's a big card of the past. So again, we think of memories, we think of reminiscing, we think of individuals or people that we have a lot of history with. This is a very strong old bond. Okay, like even sometimes this could talk about past life connections, but we're not fully going to walk down that road. If we're not talking about reminiscing in the realm of memories, we could just be pointing at a very important individual when this card is here. Now, what's the challenge of all this? When we flip this card up in the inverse and look at the challenges of the Six of Cups, it could be baggage. It could be something that's going to take quite a while to heal from. This isn't something like the Eight of Swords where it comes and goes quick. This could be a wound that's going to take a while to really work through. Either that or it's someone you're connected to that still has some things they need to work through. Now, getting to the back end, we have the Two of Cups. Let me get that Six of Cups right there. Similar vibe, except this one is more in present time. And I really like the Two of Cups because, as with all twos, it can represent decisions, choices, but partnerships. And this one especially. See, these two people sharing the cups. We have these two people sharing the cups. We had the King of Cups visit us. We had Bookhead visit us. Like, for some reason, I'm getting a lot of energy swirling around and a lot of people. Okay, even though there's not a ton of court cards yet, it's like people, 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 people. So in this time, especially with these two back end cards, you might be a little magnetic. You might be drawing energies and people towards you. If not, we're just highlighting another very close connection when this card is here. In the reverse, boom, someone that either you've lost or that you are not seeing eye to eye with when this card flips up in reverse. So we're going to have to see how all this plays. Again, I'm getting the energy of a lot of people that could be affecting you, or a lot of energies that could be affecting you in this time. So just make sure you're keeping yourself energetically locked down. But I want to dive deeper. Let's do it. Let's jump in and clarify. Okay, let's get a good shuffle here. What do we have for my Aquarians, please? What is happening? And yes, this is where I go intuitive with the message, which means I just tell you how it feels to me. So feel free to do further research or rely on your base knowledge of tarot, because as you know, every single reading is about the reader's interpretation, and I'm just giving you mine. Let's go in on that King of Cups. Okay, what is he here? And yes, if you're a reader yourself, please feel free to play along. That's why the box is here. If you're feeling any messages you want to give to Aquarius, you can drop it in the comments. I don't mind at all. Okay, King of Cups time. Why is he here? Thank you. It's a little confusing to me for some reason. Okay, to me, this feels like something that you may have kind of like lost the handle on, or you might be having some trouble dealing with. With the Three of Wands in reverse, usually this is a card of like patience, waiting, and manifesting. When it shows up in reverse, it is like impatience, and to me, it is like making the waters rocky for whatever reason. So like with what I saw for you a couple weeks ago, just watch out for the emotional spikes, because that energy is showing up here in a powerful way. But again, there could either be a situation that you might be having a hard time navigating for whatever reason. Like even if it seems simple on the surface, it's like, yeah, it seems simple, but it's really not. Like it feels like there's a lot going on underneath the surface, if that makes sense. For a portion of you, I don't feel like this is reverse manifesting. I don't feel like you manifested something bad into your life or anything like that. But when I see this in reverse, it's just very impatient, intemperate, and underneath the King of Cups, it just feels like a situation that's kind of hard to control or put in a box, if that makes sense. So again, nothing to raise a huge alarm about. I just feel like there's a certain aspect of it that's a little confusing, whether it's like, I don't know how I should feel about this, or it's just something you can't quite label it. It's peculiar. So let's keep moving. We're going to keep moving over to these other cards. Okay, because that could be just talking about the emotional spikes that we've been feeling. But let's see why the Six of Cups is here. Why is it in the mix? Yeah, that's just confusing. So for some of you, there might just be a confusing situation you're dealing with. You might be feeling up and down about it. Okay. So we have the Devil in the upright underneath the Six of Cups. All right. For some of you, this feels like it's okay and it's welcome. For another portion of you, this feels like, not again. I don't know why that energy is coming through. So the Devil, I don't always go worst case scenario here. This is Capricorn energy, and I do know that's your zodiacal neighbor. So a lot of Aquarians do have some Capricorn placements themselves. So that doesn't necessarily mean it's a bad thing that the Devil's here. To me, it's a long-standing type of energy, one that has been around for a long time. Notice under the card of history. So again, for a portion of you, there could be a situation that you've already dealt with or that you've been dealing with for a long time where you need to revisit it for whatever reason. Because when I see the Six of Cups and the Devil, it's like, oh yeah, it's back. I'm back. It's like giving me that type of vibe. So again, watch out for various individuals returning, situations returning. I've been seeing this speckled throughout the zodiac for a few weeks now for different signs. And it's like you're up to bat. Now, again, for some of you, this might be welcome. This might be welcome where it's like, yeah, all right, cool. Either that or this is a person that's been in your life like forever and a day. But another portion of you with the Six of Cups and the Devil, it's like, okay, why? Like, why again? Why am I dealing with this again? Like, I feel it depends on your situation and what you're going through. For some of you, this is awesome, this returning energy. For another portion of you, it's like, but why does it keep happening? So we're just going to keep moving and see what that Two of Cups is about. So I feel like it's pretty simple, straightforward. We're not going to overcomplicate it. So yeah, a return of some sort. So why is the Two of Cups? And again, if we were just reading just on the face value and not intuitively, Six of Cups, Devil, that could represent a toxic connection, of course. I'm sure those of you familiar, but that's not what it's pulling me towards intuitively. But again, for some of you, yeah, maybe that's the case. Maybe that's someone that you didn't have a really great connection with. But I feel like I don't need to really focus on that. Why is the Two of Cups here? Why is the Two of Cups here? Especially since Aquarius is like right next to Capricorn. I know a lot of you have a lot of things in Capricorn. So why is the Two of Cups here? Okay. King of Swords in the upright, huh? So notice we have the double kings showing up here in the spread. That's one of the cards that represent you. Remember, it's not gender specific. When we see the King of Swords, to me, I feel like it's you getting something under control. at some point, which is really good, especially with what we were feeling here in the front, especially with what we were seeing here in the center. The Two of Cups, King of Swords, if you're not tied to another air sign, so Gemini, Libra, Aquarius, when I see that Two of Cups with the King of Swords, it's like, all right, we're getting this under control. Like, okay, now this is starting to make sense. Again, for a portion of you, if you're not tied to another air sign, I like this energy because this King of Swords is very serious about things. It's like, okay, well, I was a little confused at first, but I'm not anymore. It's like now I'm seeing things clearly. So again, if you have been going through a tough situation or a serious situation and you've been having a tough time with it, or even a confusing one, and things are popping back up, old feelings, old situations, when I see this energy here on the back end, it's like, okay, now I see. Now I get it. This is a really good positive vibe here on the back. And so we also have this vibe of like old connection, new connection going on. I'm not really going to walk down that road too much because I want this to be a general reading for everyone that's going through different things. But again, for a portion of you, we have like old connection, new connection happening. We, again, lots of people, King of Cups, King of Swords, 2-2. There's a lot of things repeating. So just know like the energies on the outside could be affecting you in a big way too. But this is clarity. Just to cut away all the other things I've been saying, this is resolution, this is clarity. I like this in the end. So let's go through and do a quick recap here, Aquarius. Like I do see things shaking out in a positive way, but there's a lot of intensity. There's a lot of complexity in this week's reading. I feel like I could keep reading this spread for like another 20 minutes if I needed to. But position number one, before we get into the shadow card, we have the King of Cups with the Three of Wands in reverse. So yeah, this to me either feels like a confusing situation or one that's just hard to put in a box. Like, I don't know why I feel this way. There's a lot of ups and downs. So just know there could be various things going on with whatever it is you're dealing with, where there's like swings in extreme and there could be confusion. It just feels like a lot and it feels very intense. Moving to the center, we have the Six of Cups with the Devil. I already explained why that doesn't necessarily have to be a terrible thing in an Aquarius reading. But when I see that, it could be something that you're going to take a couple ways. Either it's a situation that you're going to have to revisit whether you want to, or whether it's something you're dreading. It's like, it's back, here I am again. It's like giving me that kind of vibe. For another portion of you, yeah, this could represent someone that's been in your life a very long time, like that devil energy is planted. And on a more simplistic sense, yeah, this could represent a toxic connection too. But on the back end, we have the Two of Cups with the King of Swords, so bringing clarity to things. So if you are going through a bit of a tough time right now, whether it's emotionally or mentally, when I see the Two of Cups and the King of Swords, it's like, okay, now I see why. Now I see clearly. Now it makes sense. So all this little stuff that's happening up here will build up to this energy on the back end, because the King of Swords is highly intelligent and it sees things clearly. So just know whatever it is you're going through, if there is confusion or if there is these little energies that are spiking up and down, just know that like clarity and logic will take over and you'll see why. You'll see the inner workings. Please take a screenshot if you want to look into it further, my friends. Let's see what's in the shadows. Again, unless you're connected to an air sign, right? Gemini, Libra, Aquarius, right here on the back end. They could be showing up prominently if that's the case. But let's see what the shadows have for you. And yes, I always like to pull one shadow card at the very end just to see whether it's something within you or something you don't quite see. Shadow cards don't always have to be a challenge. It can be a good thing. Oh, and yes, if you made it to this point in the reading, please feel free to check out channel memberships. I'll put a link for it in the comments below. It's a beautiful way to support the channel, and I have much love for all my channel members. Okay, let's get this shadow card for you, my friends. What is in the shadows for the Aquarians? Nice and quick. Yep, first shuffle. There we go. We do have the World here showing up for you here in the shadows. So again, I feel like this is a multi-layered shadow card even. The World is the last of the major arcana and can represent endings. So for a portion of Aquarians out there, maybe you're experiencing various different cycles closing off and ending. Okay, for good, bad, or indifferent, this energy is showing up. But to me, I feel like there is nuance to this with the fact that it's showing up in the shadows, the fact that I've been seeing so many visitors and people like showing up throughout the whole part of your reading. I link this to the world itself and world events. So just know in this time, you might be extra sensitive to the energies of other people and what's going on in the world around you when this card shows up, especially in the shadows. But again, the worlds could also represent cycles. So interesting that we have this energy of something reemerging or revisiting something. and now this card shows up in the shadows. Makes sense to me. So Aquarius, that's what I have for you this week, my beautiful friends. Don't click away just yet, though. I'm going to give you the details of the October subscriber surprise. If you would like to book a personal reading with me, you can check out my digital calendar for the month of October at my website, mastermetaphysics.com. But for the October subscriber surprise, I'm giving away 2 copies of one of my favorite decks, the Tarot of the Owls. So if you'd like to get your name in for that, it's 2 simple things, as always, my friends. First, you must be subscribed. Second, let me know down in the comments, hypothetically, if you had to get a tattoo of a tarot card, which one would you choose and why? You'll be entered to win, and at the end of the month, the winners will be announced in my community tab. As always, my friends, much love. I'll see you again soon.